Their ego doesn't break when you walk away. It breaks when you don't come back. Most people think silence means losing. They think if you don't fight, chase, explain, or prove yourself, you're giving up. But what actually shakes someone's ego is not your exit. It's your consistency in staying gone. At first, they look fine, maybe even better than fine. They post, they laugh, they move fast, and you sit there wondering, was I that easy to replace? Be honest. Have you ever stared at your phone thinking, how are they okay already? That's the performance stage. Right after a breakup or separation, ego feels powerful. It tells them, I'll be fine. They'll come back. I can find someone else. And sometimes they do find someone else quickly. But distraction is not the same as depth. Here's what people don't understand. Nobody misses you loudly. They miss you in private, in traffic, in quiet rooms, in small moments when something happens and their first instinct is to tell you. And then they remember they can't. That's when absence starts working. Your presence was not just attention. It was stability. It was someone who listened, someone who understood their tone shifts, their bad days, their silence. When you remove that, the surface might look calm, but underneath, something feels off. Have you noticed this? The more you stop reacting, the more they start trying. A random message, a casual check-in, a like on an old post. Not enough to commit, just enough to test the door. In the past, that might have pulled you right back in. You would overthink it, replay it, look for hidden meaning. But now you pause, and that pause is everything. When the old buttons stop working, ego starts to panic. Not because of deep reflection at first, but because control feels different. They're used to a reaction. They're used to access. When you respond with calm or not at all, it creates confusion. Why aren't they chasing? Why aren't they emotional? Why aren't they trying? That shift hits harder than any argument ever could. Meanwhile, you are doing something much more important. You are rebuilding quietly, not posting about it, not announcing it, just choosing better, choosing not to send a message, choosing not to stalk their page, choosing your peace over temporary relief. That kind of growth is not flashy, but is powerful. Let me ask you something. If they reached out today with the apology you once prayed for, would you still need it the same way? At some point, healing changes the answer. There comes a morning when you wake up and they are not your first thought. A song plays and it stings a little less. You see their name and your heart does not race the same way. That is not bitterness. That is detachment. And here's the twist. By the time they fully understand what they lost, you understand what you deserve. They thought you were replaceable because they saw you as a person. Time teaches them you were an experience. You were safety. You were emotional grounding. And that is not something you swap out like a playlist. But the real win is not their regret. It is the day you realize you do not need it. You stop measuring your worth by whether they miss you. You stop waiting for closure from someone who could not give clarity. You stop trying to prove you were valuable. You just know, and when you know, you move differently, slower, calmer, stronger. Their ego might eventually crack under the weight of your absence. But by then, you are not watching for it. You are building a life where you are not optional. If this spoke to you, take a second and be honest with yourself. Are you still waiting for a reaction, or are you ready to let time do its work? Your growth is not about who left. It is about who you are becoming.